What's going on, my people? Hello, everyone. Welcome to another video. Mine is Kemal AA, and this is another Chelsea transfer news daily video for you guys, where there is a major update, a monumental update in regards to Erling Haaland. Chelsea are about to submit their first bid now. The Euros has ended. We'll be speaking about the Euros as well exclusively. Jorginho, congratulations to both Emerson and Jorginho on becoming champions of Europe for your country once again. We'll also be speaking about, as I said, the Erling Haaland updates and the Griezmann links. But before I do get into all of it, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and comment down below your thoughts and opinions on each story that I do speak about. But without further ado, let's get straight into this news daily. Starting off with the biggest news story in regards to Erling Haaland. Another major update according to Jan Arge again, a ex-Norwegian player who's got close relations with Erling Haaland's father, Alfie Haaland, who of course is his agent alongside Mineraula. So again, it's tier 1 when it comes to Haaland news. It's exclusive, and he has got close relations with Erling Haaland himself. Now, according to Jan Arge, Chelsea are preparing a big offer for Erling Haaland to test Borussia Dortmund's stance of the 20-year-old staying at the club next season. Dortmund won't say no to an offer of 175 million euros. Now, don't get put off by that fee because he is speaking in terms of euros, so 175 million euros. That does equate to around 150 million pounds, approximately just under 150 million pounds. Now, he's essentially saying that if Chelsea put 150 million pounds on the table cash right now, Dortmund simply can't refuse it, which is exactly just over double what his release clause would be once it kicks in next summer of 2022. Now, it makes a lot of sense. I keep stressing to you guys, I've said it multiple times on my channel, where they simply can't refuse an offer of 140 million pounds upwards. They can't, because it makes no financial sense. I keep telling you guys in terms of accounting and finance, the tax has already ended. That was about 12 days ago, at the end of 30th of June. And of course, they got the Sancho money. And so Dortmund aren't essentially desperate for money. They don't need the Haaland money. They would, of course, rather keep him. And their stance is clear. They want to keep Haaland. They're adamant they're going to keep him. They're reluctant to sell. However, if a astronomical fee, an extortionate fee like 150 million pounds, but it's essentially, you can't refuse that type of offer, because you're going to lose him for less than half of that next summer. So it makes no financial sense. If you sell Haaland now, yes, you're losing a generational star. Yes, you're losing your best player in Haaland for now. You can use that money as well as the Sancho money, which equates to nearly 250 million pounds, and you can reinvest it back into a squad, a replacement for Haaland, a replacement for Sancho, and of course, that will still leave you a significant amount to reinvest back into a squad and bolster your squad. Now, is that going to make them weaker by losing Haaland? Of course. Is that going to weaken their chances of securing Champions League qualification for next season? Yes, of course. However, it's an offer you can't refuse. Now, do I think Chelsea are going to put 150 on the table? No, of course not. Chelsea are going to be testing the waters. They may have already tested the waters, but we don't know because everything is discreet. It's all behind the scenes. And I'm sure that we are, lowballing, testing the waters. Chelsea are going to tell Dortmund, yeah, here you go, here's 150. It's not going to work like that. That's not how negotiations work. You start off low. Chelsea may simply come in and say, here's 100 million pounds right now in terms of upfront cash and 20 million pounds in add-ons, where hypothetically you could be looking at a situation where if that's 100 million pound up front, it could be in installments. So it could be in 4 payments, so where 50 million pounds up front, and then again 6 months later another 20 million pounds comes in, another 6 months later 20 million pounds. Now, that's not what I'm saying is going to happen. That is a hypothetical situation scenario where that's how structured payments work. When you've got mega deals like this which cost significant amounts, we're talking multi millions, that's how payments are structured. You never pay. It's rare to see the payments paid up front, because of course we're talking millions here. So it's all structured payments. Chelsea will say here's 50 up front, or here's 100 up front, and then the rest are going to be in installments. And of course you've got the bonuses and clauses, and of course when you take everything into account, that will of course lead to about 120, 140. So Chelsea could, conjure up a financial package, which could in total cost about 120 million pounds, including all installments. And Dortmund may simply refuse, which Chelsea will expect. But that's how negotiations work. That's how business meetings operate. So then Chelsea will come back. And by the way, for your information, this won't be official bids. These will be unofficial bids, just to see what Dortmund's feelers are. And again, as Jan Arge stated, we're really testing to see, are Dortmund really that adamant? Are they really reluctant to not sell Erling Haaland? So we'll have to wait and see. Now, as a lot of people keep asking me, of course, realistic question, do I see this still happening? And my question is, I'm very optimistic, I'm quite confident, but of course in football you can never be definite. Now, there are some contradicting reports, because right before this Jan Arge message came out. There was an article released on The Athletic by Simon Johnson, who of course is also tier 1. He's got his close relations and connections with Chelsea. He stated in The Athletic, the reports of Chelsea lining up an £150 million offer this week for Erling Haaland have caught the Blues hierarchy by surprise, because they are coming to terms with the reality that Borussia Dortmund don't want to sell Haaland in 2021. Now, a lot of Chelsea fans got really scared when they saw this. They thought they assumed that Haaland was off. It's not going to happen. Now, all I'm going to say to that is calm down. For me, it's PR. It's all about public relations. For me, this is a smokescreen. It's been released on purpose. Now, you need to really dissect and read between the lines here. The first statement here, reports of Chelsea lining up an £150 million offer this week. Now, he's not saying Chelsea are never going to put that offer in. What he's saying is that we're not going to put it in this week. And as I've just mentioned a couple of minutes ago, Chelsea are never going to just say, here's 150 in cash right now, here, there and then. Because Chelsea want to be saving 15, 20 where they can. Because at the end of the day, yes, Chelsea have a large budget. Yes, Roman can afford it, but you're still wasting money. It doesn't make any financial business sense. And of course, you want to balance the books in terms of keeping up to play with, FFP, financial fair play regulations. As I said, everything will be structured in payments. Chelsea will test the waters and say, here's 120, here's 110. And then we build from there. So what he's essentially saying is that Chelsea are not going to put 150 now. We may have to bid 150, but it's not going to be this week, is what he's saying. That's why people need to read more. We're not going to bid 150 this week, but we may bid 150 in 2-3 weeks' time. Now, obviously, the better we wrap up the deal, the better for everyone, because it means Haaland can adjust to life in London. He can adapt to teammates. He's got more of a pre-season. The later we leave it, the harder it's going to have for him to adjust. We had the same problem with Kai Havertz last summer. But as I keep stressing to you guys, patience. Mega deals like this take time in terms of bonuses, clauses, agent fees, wages, you name it. It's going to take time. All I'm going to say is be excited. Be excited and be optimistic. Just trust the club, because the club are cooking behind the scenes. Now, as I said, Chelsea are looking to submit a massive offer within this week. It's probably not going to be 150, but it's going to be a mega offer. So let's see what happens with that one. What do you guys think? Leave me your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. But let's move on. And of course, we have to congratulate both Jorginho and Emerson for winning the Euros last night. Of course, as an England fan myself, I was really disappointed. Watched it last night. Really disappointing. Really disappointing. It was heartbreaking, because as an England fan, the penalties have always been a dagger in our hearts. It's always been a situation where England never do well on penalties, and it's quite ironic that we lost a final on penalties in our home stadium. It was really disappointing, but listen, that's football. That's football, and we have to go again. We have a really good squad. We have a young squad, talented squad, and we have to go again. Now, in terms of Jorginho, congratulations. Champions of Europe again, 2 times in 2 months. Superb. It's superb stuff. You have to congratulate him for that. He's now won the Europa League, the Champions League, and now the Euros in the space of 3 years. If he wins the Super Cup with us against Villarreal, that means he would have won every single European trophy possible in the space of 3 years. He would have completed European football. Of course, a world-class player like Jorginho, it makes sense. Now, let's look at his stats against England. 118 touches, 96% pass rate, 1 key pass, 2 out of 2 long balls, 1 out of 1 dribbles completed, 8 duels won. He was fouled 4 times, 4 interceptions, 3 tackles. He's won the Champions League, he's won the Euros, of course, Super Cup next, Nations League, and a potential Club World Cup. My question to you guys is, could Jorginho be in contention for the Ballon d'Or? Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. Of course, it will depend on how he starts the season with Chelsea, but things are really promising. And of course, congratulations to Emerson as well for winning the Euros with Italy. And we're looking forward for them to return to Chelsea for pre-season for a massive, massive season with Thomas Tuchel, of course. And we know for a fact that Jorginho will be staying with Chelsea. But moving on to the final story, of course, Antoine Griezmann. I spoke about him a few days ago. And according to Sport Witness, Chelsea are the most active in recent days to try and sign Antoine Griezmann. The Blues see the operation to sign the attacker, most likely on a loan deal, very favourably. Now, again, big news. A few days ago, we heard rumours and whispers that potentially Chelsea may be interested in signing Griezmann. I never took them seriously because, as I said, not a single Tier 1 journalist, not a single reliable report linked Griezmann to Chelsea. It was always these little Tier 4 reports. It was always these people, these journalists linking Griezmann to Chelsea. They were always low tier. It was always just rumours. But the more I think about this player, the more I think about this story, the more it makes sense to me in a way. And I'll explain why. Now, Griezmann wouldn't be first choice. There's no way Chelsea signed both Erling Haaland and Griezmann. But if Erling Haaland, for whatever reason, never happened, which of course is still a possibility, Chelsea will still need a striker. Fabrizio's already confirmed Chelsea will 100% sign a striker. Now we know that backup is Lukaku, but Lukaku's already confirmed that he's staying into Milan. But Chelsea need to sign a striker. You know, they've already confirmed that we're not going into next season without signing a top-class striker. Now, I've already spoken about Griezmann's wages. He's on about £900,000 a week, so financially it would naturally rule out Chelsea. However, what the reports are saying is that Chelsea may loan Griezmann for a season, just loan Griezmann for a season, and Barcelona would pay a large portion of his wages. So Chelsea would only pay about £200,000 a week, and Barca would pay the rest of it. And of course, we get Griezmann on loan. So that would make sense, because in terms of finances, Chelsea would never pay about £900,000 a week. 200 to max 250 would make more sense. You still sign a world-class player in Griezmann on loan for a season. You don't sign him permanently, which is great. And of course, he's versatile. He can play striker, he can play left wing, right wing, he can play in the number 10 position, he can play as a false 9, he can play in a variety of these positions. And of course, in terms of Thomas Tuchel's system, in terms of his movement, his operating in the lines, his shooting, his goal scoring, his assisting, in terms of his dribbling and passing, he's very, very good. So hopefully, if we did sign a Griezmann on loan, you would see his Atletico Madrid form. But what do you guys think? Leave me your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. Of course, don't get scared of these Griezmann rumours. Erling Haaland is, of course, the first choice, and we will be submitting that mega offer this week. But that is me wrapping up the News Daily. If you did enjoy, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and I'll see all of you guys for my next video. Peace.